I'm gonna go ahead and warn you before this video starts that my book choices are all blue and white, and I'm wearing blue and white. So the white balance on this video might go awry, but we're just gonna keep on keeping on. Hello everyone, it is Jazz here. First of all, before we get started, hello again. Sorry that I took time off again after recently coming back. I just had some projects to get finished for work, and so I wanted to focus on that so that I could really fully give my time to this channel. I'm gonna have a lot of time for reading in May, so I really wanted to commit to it, and I'm gonna try to attempt to do 2 readathons back to back. The first readathon that I'm going to be participating in is the Read a Ton of Blue Books readathon, which is hosted by the YouTuber Life Goofer, aka Wilma. The only rule for this one is that you have to read books that have some sort of blue cover in one of their editions. So it can be physical book, ebook, audiobook, but they have to be blue. That readathon is taking place from the 4th of May to the 10th of May, so it's a week-long readathon. And then at the back half of that readathon, the Tome Topple readathon, which is hosted by Sam at Thoughts on Tomes, that is going to be going on from May 9th to the 22nd, I believe. So it's a longer readathon if you don't know about Tome Topple, because Tome Topple is all about reading books that are 500 pages plus. So you need a little bit more time for those. Now, there are some challenges that you can participate in with Tome Topple, but for the most part, the only big rule is that you have to read those big old books. I will be listing both of the announcement videos for both of these people in the description. Definitely check those out for all the events and things that are going on through both of those readathons. Now that I've communicated all the information, let's finally jump into what books I'm going to read for these readathons. Now, I feel like my to be read is kind of weird for the Blue Bookathon, I'm going to call it for short, because I have a weird reading mood going on. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to actually want to read in terms of blue books, and I had a lot of blue books unread in my home. So I've chosen 5 books, but I'm definitely not going to read all those 5, but I know of 2 that I definitely want to read for sure, if this makes any sense. So to start off, the one book that I know for sure that I'm going to read is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. It's kind of a blue-green, but I still think that it counts. I love sort of mermaids or sirens type stories, and it sounds like it's going to be a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but with sirens or something like that, so excited about this one. In the middle here, I'm going to throw in the 3 books that are sort of interchangeable. I don't think I'm going to get to all of these because it's only a week, but I am interested in reading all of these, and I'm just going to throw them out there, and I'm going to pick as the week goes on and what my reading mood is. So the first one is Far Rock Away by Charlie Fletcher. This sounds like it's going to be sort of, I don't know, it kind of sounds like a urban fantasy and or kind of a magical realism type book. I'm not really sure totally what's going on with this book, but my mom read it and said that it was really good. So I want to give it a go because I know there's going to be some Scotland stuff in it, and that sounds cool. And yeah, so this is definitely the option. I have like this ocean-y thing going on so far. The next one is Maggie Stiefvater's All the Crooked Saints. This was on my to be read for last year, and I didn't get around to it. It's not a super long book, so I think I could get to it. And this one is, I believe, also sort of in the magical realism category. And I'm just trying to, read all those Maggie Stiefvater books. So this is one that I haven't read, and I'm intrigued to read it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to think of it, but I hope that if I get to it, I will enjoy it. Another book that I have as an option that is blue is the audiobook of The Never-Ending Story by Michael End. I always wanted to read The Never-Ending Story, and so I'm thinking if for some reason reading things in physical book for a moment is overwhelming or something, I might check out The Never-Ending Story. Now, because the final 2 days of the Read a Ton of Blue Books readathon coincide with the first 2 days of Tome Topple, I wanted to pick a blue book that I'm definitely for sure interested in reading that kind of fit for both readathons. And I remembered that I had this fun edition of The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. Technically, the actual book part of this, not including like the extras in this, like introduction and stuff like that, is only 495 pages, but I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and read the introduction, and that will make it 500 plus pages, so it'll still count for the Tome Topple readathon, and it's obviously blue. So that way I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this book. I'll probably be reading the introduction in this copy, and then I'll be listening to this in audiobook for some of it, because the only way to Tome Topple is to audiobook a lot for me. I think it's an epistolary, and depending on how this is written, because I've never read an Anne Bronte, it's the only Bronte sister I haven't read, sometimes epistolaries are a little hard for me, even when I still want to read them. So we will see how much audiobooking of this and how much actual physical copy of this that I will be actually reading. Also for Tome Topple, I do have 2 more reads that I want to reread. They're both books that are rereads, but I definitely want to pick them up in different formats than I have before. About 2 rounds of Tome Topple ago, I started a reread of It by Stephen King, and I didn't end up completing it during the readathon because I was reading 2 other books during that readathon, and I wanted to complete those first. But now I've kind of lost momentum with reading this, and I have not picked this up in months. I should have just tried to finish it during the readathon, but you know, time is a thing. So I definitely want to re-pick up this book. I don't think I'm going to have to start my reread over because I at least vaguely remember where I was in terms of the story. I might go back a little bit just because I am listening to it in audiobook this time for the reread, just for the sake of trying to get through those over 1,000 pages, you know, in a timely fashion. So I might go back a little bit, but I'm not going to have to go back a lot, I don't think. And I'm excited to give this a reread. It's a little different upon a reread, but it's like good. I'm glad that I'm giving it another read. It's just like reading mood kicked me in the head with this one, but I'm going to finish it. It's my priority to finish it. And then the last read I have is a reread of Little Women, but in the annotated edition. So I've already started this one a little bit in terms of getting through a lot of the introduction parts of it, really enjoying actually the introduction in this, and I'm just so in the mood for a Little Women read. Like, it's just the kind of heartwarming thing that I'm in the mood for, and I think I'm going to enjoy rereading it in annotated format. I also want to finish this because it's kind of at the end of the month. I'm debating doing a video where I rank all the Little Women adaptations that I've watched, because I finally got around to watching the 2019 version, and so I think it would be just really good to refresh my mind on the plot of the actual book and the elements of the actual book, and then compare them to the adaptations and do like a ranking video. So wish me luck on this one. That is my to be read for basically the month of May. I guess you can consider this a May TBR because these 2 readathons are going to cover the majority of May. So wish me luck with all these reading moments. I'm excited to see what books I end up completing, what books I end up choosing from one book to the next. And also in terms of just updating you on the readathons and where I am, I have, of course, linked all my social media below. Usually do a lot of updates on what I finished and things on my Instagram in terms of that, because some of my friends have been asking for reading vlogs. I'm thinking I will vlog the Read a Ton of Blue Books readathon because that's only a week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Tome Topple because that one is a longer readathon and that can get a little hectic. But maybe if I don't update every day, I could do it. We'll see about that one. So look forward to some vlogs in the later moment and also some new videos coming up. Thank you for watching, my fabulous peeps, and I will see you all soon.